Hi everyone, and welcome to this cozy corner of calm. Today, I want to talk about something that often disappears as we grow up: play. And my name's Vivian. This episode is called Lost in the Pages, My Play Story. It's inspired by the idea that understanding our relationship with play, the way we naturally express joy, curiosity, and creativity, helps us reconnect with who we really are. Play isn't just for children. It's a way of being that keeps our minds open, our spirits light, and our imaginations alive. So, in this episode, I'll be reflecting on what play looked like for me as a child, what it looks like now, and how I'm learning to bring it back into my life in simple, joyful ways. When I think about my childhood, play didn't mean running around outside or playing team games. My kind of play lived in quiet spaces, in stories, drawings, and imagination. Books were my playground. I'd curl up by the window or lie on the floor, completely lost in another world. The sunlight would drift across the pages, and hours would slip by without me noticing. Reading felt effortless. I was fully absorbed, joyful, and free. Drawing was my other world. I spread papers across the table, sharpen my pencils, and draw everything that come to mind. Animals, characters, dream houses, little scenes that made perfect sense only to me. I wasn't trying to create something good. I was simply creating. Looking back, I realized those were moments of pure flow, the kind of play where time disappears and you're completely yourself. I didn't have to impress anyone, follow rules, or meet goals. I was just me, doing what made me feel alive. In the language of play personalities, I'd probably be a mix between the storyteller and the creator, someone who finds joy in imagination, art, and ideas. As I grew older, the world around me started to shift. There were more responsibilities, more deadlines, more shoulds. Reading stayed with me, but it changed. I read for school, for assignments, for essays, and not always for joy. Still, every time I pick up a book purely for myself, I can feel that same spark I had as a child, that sense of being lost in something bigger, that feeling of flow. Drawing, though, slowly disappeared from my life. I told myself I was too busy or that I had grown out of it. Maybe I thought play had to give way to productivity. But now I see that I didn't lose the desire to create. I just changed the way I express it. Today, I find that same sense of creative play through writing, reflecting, and even recording something like this podcast. The form has changed, but the feeling, that deep, immersive joy, is still there. When I think about what gets in the way of play today, a few things come to mind. The biggest one is time, or maybe the illusion of not having enough of it. Then there's guilt, that voice whispering that I should be doing something useful. These are what Brown might call play killers, the things that drain our sense of wonder and replace it with pressure. They make us feel like play is unimportant or even wasteful. But I'm learning that play is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It helps me feel more grounded, creative, and whole. Even something as simple as browsing a bookstore, doodling on a napkin, or reading a chapter before bed brings that feeling of lightness back. It's not about escaping reality. It's about reconnecting with it in a more joyful way. Lately, I've been trying to invite play back into my daily life. Not in a big dramatic ways, but in small, quiet moments. Sometimes that means reading purely for pleasure, with no goal except to enjoy it. Sometimes it means sketching again, even if the lines are messy and imperfect. And sometimes it's as simple as letting myself daydream, allowing my imagination to wander without judgment. Brown talks about sacred spaces, those moments or places where you feel completely yourself, where you can experiment, imagine, or simply be. For me, that secret space still looks like a quiet room, a warm light, and an open book. I think rediscovering play is really about giving ourselves permission. Permission to be beginners again, to try things for the joy of trying, to do something just because it feels good. When I stop worrying about how something looks or what it achieves, play naturally comes back. If I had to name my play temperament, I still call myself the imaginative explorer. I love discovering ideas, creating stories, and finding beauty in small things. Play, for me, doesn't mean games or competition. It means curiosity, creativity, and connection. It means following my interests wherever they lead, without fear of judgment or failure. I've learned that I don't have to wait for play to find me. I can practice it. By noticing what makes me lose track of time, by saying yes to activities that light me up, and by protecting the little moments that make me feel most alive. Play reminds me that joy doesn't have to be earned. It just has to be noticed. So, that's my play story. A journey from reading and drawing as a child to rediscovering creativity and imagination as an adult. Play has always been my way of feeling free, curious, and connected. And I've realized that even though life gets busier, those playful parts of us never disappear. They're just waiting for us to make space again, to set aside fear, judgment, and guilt, and to rediscover what it means to be fully alive. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this inspires you to find your own way back to play, whatever that looks like for you. Until next time, take care and don't forget to make time for a little wonder.